Hi, welcome back to one of our foundational videos again. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about stop loss and take profit, what that means, and how we also set them for our trades. Now, before I go to the chart to actually show you the how to actually set the stop loss and take profit, I just want to lay the foundation on the principle behind the stop loss and take profit. And I do hope this will actually clarify it for some of you or most of you. Now, I'm not in my usual recording studio, so this is not going to be perfect. The lighting isn't great, but I do hope you pick up one or two things from this. I'll make sure you get the principle, and that's what's important. So you got to bear with us. All of us are kind of restricted to the homes now because of the pandemic, but that doesn't stop us from learning. So let's just kind of tolerate not great lighting, but pick up on the principles. Okay, all right, let's go straight to that stop loss. If you know that when we have a buy trade, when I decide to buy, the reason is because I expect price to go up from the point where I bought it. I bought the asset. So let's say the price was at $5. My expectation when I buy is that price will go up above the $5. So anything above $5 is profit. And so let's say we get to $10 and I decide to then exit that trade. So I have to set it back to exit the trade. And then my profit then becomes $5. That is easy to understand. Same as well if I have a sell trade. So I decide to sell an asset. So a different asset, a different day, a different circumstance, and I decide to sell an asset. By the way, if you want to understand the principle of buying and selling in Forex, I have a video which probably will be on, a link will be on this at this point, that takes you to that video where I explain buying and selling, because some people get really confused about selling in Forex, but that video actually clarifies it and makes it easy for you to understand. But let's say I decide to sell that asset, so GBP USD, and I decide to sell it, and let's just assume that it is at that time 1.2450, for instance. And my expectation for a sell trade is at the moment I choose to sell, price will go down. So anything lower than 1.2450 is a positive thing for me, is a good thing. So that's my expectation. So if price then gets down to 1.2430, it means that in that time, price has dropped 20 pips. So in that case, it is 20 pips profit for me. And I decide, once I get to this point, I sell it back and I buy, well, I sell here, and so it is bought back, and I exit the trade, and it's a profit. However, because we are retail traders, none of us can influence the direction of the market. Your job and my job is to become good and very skillful at spotting movement in the market and just riding that movement. We can't control the movement. We just get good at spotting the movement at the time the movement takes off, and then we ride the move. That's our job practically. Anything else, you are going to get hurt. And so we know we can't control price. So that means that sometimes when we see price start to move to the upside and we're already in a buying trade, sometimes that price that is going up suddenly does this and starts to come down. And if we got into that trade around here, price then starts to go down. And it continues to go down, the trade is a negative, is drawing from your account, negative, continues to go down. You need to be able to, at some point, say, I can't take this loss anymore. I want to get out. So I want to get out. I know I can't succeed anymore on this trade, but I've got to cut my loss. And that is what the principle of stop loss is about. What level you decide that you're going to get out of that trade. So in this case here where I used $5, if price then gets to, so I entered at $5, but then I see that price has dropped to $3, which means I am now in a negative of -$2. Right? So 5 I entered, it's now at 3, which means I'm now negative -2. So my loss is -2. I can decide to get out now, or I can still choose to be in that market, and it keeps going down. It gets to $3, 2, gets to $2, which means I'm now losing -$3. It gets to 1, I'm now losing -$4. But I might get to a point that I say to myself, I can't lose this anymore. In fact, I don't even want to get to this point where I am losing -4. I want to stop here where I'm just losing -2. And that level you've chosen is your stop loss level. And so the system we use, the MetaTrader 4 platform, is able to allow you instruct the broker to knock you out of that trade if price goes against you. Knock me out. A similar arrangement here. If we take the price of sell price, instead of price going down, price then begins to go up, and it gets to 1.2460, which is 10 pips. I'm now minus 10 pips in profit. It is possible that this price will still come down, but I don't know because I don't control it. So I've got to decide at what point can I take it. So I might decide that if price gets to 1.2465, I want to be out of that trade with a 15 pip loss. That might just be my decision. And so when I enter that trade, I can instruct the broker, as long as price goes down, I'm fine. But if price goes against me, when it gets to -15 pips in a loss, take me out of that trade. That is what your stop loss is. Now, take profit is easy, as the name says, take profit. So in this case here, for instance, I can instruct the broker that if price keeps going up, once it gets to $11, take me out with some profit. And so in that case, I entered at 5, he takes me out at 11, which leaves me with $6 profit, and I'm out. That's take profit. I instructed the broker at $11, take me out. Why would I do that? Why don't I just leave it to keep going? I can. But since again, I cannot control price, and I can't control the effect of price in the market, it is possible that this keeps going up and then suddenly comes down, which means I've lost all the profit I made. And so it's usually okay to decide, if you're trading intraday, short-term trading, to decide where you want to take your profit. Even if it's not all of it, some of it, take it off the market, because you can't control this kind of movement. Some of you saw what happened with oil yesterday. Crude oil hit negative, which means a barrel of oil costs less than $1, less than $0. It's impossible. So one barrel of oil, of crude oil, costs less than a loaf of bread. It's unbelievable, people. But that's what happened yesterday. Hopefully things will start to pick back up, but it's the harsh reality of what we saw. And so in going back to the topic, stop loss, I want to be out if it goes against me from my entry price. Take profit, if it's in my favor, I still want to decide at what level do I want to get out. And that's what the stop loss and take profit is for. You need to decide this before you actually execute the trade. Do not get into the trap of getting into the trade and you're now in a loss and you're saying to yourself, I hope it will get better, I hope it will get better. Hope, in essence, is not a great trading strategy. you've got to decide before you enter the trade. The reason why hope isn't a great strategy is because you don't control price. So you've got to decide before you get in that this is where I will get out if price comes against me. And if price comes against you, you're out. No problem. And that's why you must bias to high probability setups. But when that combines with high reward setups, then you've got a very powerful system, which is what we try to do in our club. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. The concept of stop loss and take profit. I will now go straight to the chart and let's take a look at a few examples. All right, join me at the charts. Cheers.